That's my view. Happy Friday. So I had a recommendation from a buddy of mine to dig a little deeper into the financial stuff. So I guess basically what I'll cover today is the gold-backed currency aspect. Now, for any doubters, first and foremost, the dollar was gold-backed. I believe it was back in the 40s, maybe. Might have been sooner than that, or later than that, I mean. Then the elites decided it was easier for them to benefit themselves financially to move away from the gold standard, which is where we are now. Fiat currency, monopoly money. Now, further proof that we are moving, don't mind the geese, further proof that we are moving back to gold-backed currency, Russia, China, and there's another country. I want to say Venezuela. I'm not sure if that's the one. They are already officially gold-backed. You can Google it. I don't usually suggest using Google. I suggest using DuckDuckGo, but either way, you can look it up. And for at least a week now, Russia's currency is officially gold-backed. And that's the direction we're going. America's going to get there as well. Some say we're already gold-backed. Some say we're not there yet, but it's coming. What does that mean? That means moving to the QFS, the Quantum Financial System, which is not a what's the best way to explain this? So the Quantum Financial System is a safe and secure way of monitoring financial transactions. Basically, it's a way to alleviate the theft and illegal financial struggles that have been going on for decades. Quantum Financial System is days, maybe weeks away from officially going live. As of about a week ago, they, for the first time ever, were actually able to transfer, it was like $100 million or something like that without issue from the Quantum Financial System to the current system and back, or something along those lines. Basically, they're trying to connect the two systems. So you got one system that's basically run by satellites in outer space, trying to connect with our corrupt BS system, which is basically underground. And they've had a lot of trouble getting those two systems to communicate, and they've been working feverishly for months. And the most they were able to get the QFS to send was like 10 million, and considering the direction we're going, that was just not going to cut it. So about a week ago, they were able to officially transfer, it was like $100 million. It may have been more than that, which was exciting to say the least. Everybody involved kind of sat there staring at the screens in astonishment, because they didn't expect it to go. They've been having issues for so long, they didn't expect it to go through. So anyways, the whole point of this is for our financial system to go back to being a precious metal-backed currency. Gold, silver, palladium, platinum, that direction. Which means our money will be safer, which means all the countries around the world's money will be safer. All this underground, child trafficking and drug smuggling and all that stuff that the government's been making money off of, all gets cut off. All that goes away. So what's connected to that would be NESARA GESARA, which I've mentioned before. Now, supposedly Putin already announced GESARA in Russia. Now, there's people all over the U.S. that can attest to NESARA slowly rolling out for quite some time now. And you're talking about student loans vanishing, car loans, mortgages, medical debt, and that's a more recent one. And that's part of the debt jubilee, which is connected with NESARA GESARA, wiping out the illegal debts that the being charged multiple times for taxes. Being taxed on one thing 2, 3, 4 times in order for the elites to make money off of us. So that's all connected. The QFS going live is huge. Now, basically, what will happen is there's a gentleman, Mr. C, who is deeply connected with Interpol and the good guys, white hats, if you will, and he's waiting on a knock on his door to enter the codes. Now, once he enters those codes into the system, we're within hours of things finally changing for the better for us, and not just Americans. This is worldwide. Everything turning around, finally starting to take our lives back, our countries back. No more working 2, 3, 4 jobs, struggling just to put food on the table, struggling to figure out how you're going to pay your bills, and stressing about birthdays and holidays and how you're going to do something nice for your loved ones. All that goes away. Because if you really think about it, the Lord never intended us to be slaves to the dollar. Period. That's not what we're here for. As a species, no matter what your background, we were never created, no matter what you believe in, no matter what your God is or your belief is, we were not put on this planet to be slaves to the dollar. There's more to life than that. I've never had a whole lot of money, but the money that I've had never really made my life go, made my world go round. And that's the whole point of this transition. It's to help to alleviate the division and everybody fighting for every penny that they have, and fighting amongst each other. And you think about it, once you take away the struggle for money, that struggle to pay your bills, that struggle to put food on the table, once that's no longer a problem, it becomes much easier for the humanitarian and everybody to come out. That willingness to step up and do something nice for a stranger. That willingness to do good for others. And that's the whole point of this. It's all about humanitarianism. Is that a word? It's all about being a humanitarian. Looking out for others. No more division. And we're all made of energy. And that's the direction we're supposed to go. And if you take the time and do some research, do some digging, the proof is out there. The intel is coming out almost daily now. Just covering the lies. The guy, not to get off topic, but finding out, I knew 9/11 was BS. I said before, I'm a disabled military veteran. My job was munitions. I knew 9/11 was not what they made it out to be. I knew that from the gate. But to turn around and find out that the Titanic, I mean, that ship was a modern marvel for its time, It's supposedly unsinkable. And it goes down by an iceberg. I mean, if you really think about it, shit doesn't line up. But, the things that I'm finding out lately about the real reason why the Titanic was sunk and everything else that's going on, it's just mind-blowing. I mean, there's so much truth coming out now. I know some of it is crazy. Some of it is hard to swallow because we've been lied to for generations. Not just decades, centuries. And we've been told to trust the science. Now, if you back that up for a moment, trust the science, and you go and you start thinking about what happened over this last 2 years now, I guess, year and a half. Trust the science. And everybody's starting to realize now that there was no science for that whole situation. Now I'm gonna watch getting into saying specific words because I don't want the video to get banned or whatever. But those that know what I'm saying. Nonetheless, so the gold standard, QFS, financial changes, NESARA GESARA, it's all interconnected. It's all coming. Before I end this, because like I said before, getting into financial stuff, this is a topic, and I mean, there's just so much involved in it that I could talk forever about this. And it's really easy to get off topic because it's connected with so many other things. But you don't have to worry about the money that you have now, whether you've got 401ks or pensions or whatever that's in the fiat currency, the monopoly money. What's going to end up happening is the balances will get zeroed out once the codes get entered, but the money that you will have approximately 30 days or so in order to convert whatever dollars you have in your pocket to the new rainbow currency, one-to-one conversion. And that's how that's going to work out. Anything that you have in the bank is already accounted for. That'll be converted over one-to-one. So you don't have to worry about any of that. It's already taken into account. The reason why this has taken so long for this process to go through is because they want to cover all the bases, and on top of that, they want to make sure they don't miss any of the evil elites that are involved. We don't want this to happen again. This can't happen again. This has gone on for long enough. Things need to change in a big way. Humanity has suffered, struggled. People are dying needlessly. Shit's got to change. So I end this with this. Stay positive. Keep the faith. Know that big changes are coming. Know that some of it is going to blow your mind, and a lot of it's going to sound too good to be true or far-fetched. Take a step back, take a deep breath, and do some research on your own. Once you start to look at the big picture and start connecting the dots, a lot of this makes so much more sense than you could ever think is possible. But there are great things coming. As hard as it is to believe right now, this is a great time to be alive. We are in the awakening. People are waking up now more than ever to the lies that we've been told. And people are starting to push back. And it's about time. The only way we're going to take our countries back, take our lives back, is to come together as one. All of us, no matter what your background, no matter what your differences, no matter what your beliefs are, none of that shit matters. It's all petty. We've all got to put it all aside. We've got to come together as one. And we've got to take our lives back. We've got to take our planet, our countries, our towns, our cities back. We've got to fight for our kids, our grandkids. Got to fight for here and now. So that's it. I know I got sidetracked, which is, it happens. I get sidetracked a lot, especially when it comes to talking about this stuff. They're hot buttons for me, But that's it. Take it one step at a time, one day at a time. Know that things are turning around for the better in a big way. Know that you're loved. Love, peace, and chicken grease. And look at that beautiful view. That's the kind of stuff we're fighting for. Beauty. Later.